Hey everyone, welcome to IKEA Hacks. In this video I just wanted to take a break from the norm. I actually filmed this like 3 years ago before watching it, paint it, and I just didn't want to delete the footage, but I do need to clear some space on my hard drive, so I'm just finishing the video and getting it out there. So this is a hack, a modification to the Ikea Latt table. It's a kids table and chairs, and we just wanted to modify it from its basic plain cheap looking self to something that Sophie was more impressed with and matched our lounge basically and fitted in much nicer. So here it is, situated in our lounge, just looking fairly plain, fairly simple, fairly boring, and doesn't go with any of the furniture in our lounge or any of the decor. Not that it stood out or looked horrendous, it just didn't quite look swish, and it looks pretty uncomfortable as well for a child to sit in, just that sort of hard wood. But we thought, you know what, we could tie this in, we can make this look a little bit better. So here's the chair we're going to be modifying in this video, although I did have plans for the table, and I could still go back. If you guys do like it, let me know below, and I'll certainly go and make a modification to the table. So the tools you are going to need for this is a ruler. Here I'm going to use a metal ruler. It doesn't necessarily have to be a metal ruler, I only use it for measuring and drawing up pencil marks, which leads us onto a pencil or pen. You're going to need something to mark a few bits so we know where we're cutting and placing it. We're going to need a pair of scissors. I'm using fabric scissors here, but normal scissors would have done, but if you've got fabric scissors, I would recommend you use those. Then I've got an electric screwdriver. Any screwdriver will do, but I couldn't be bothered with too much hard labor. And then my crafts knife, which I use for painting and miniature models, but any crafts knife will do as well. So we're going to take a cushion, basically a pillow that we bought from Dunall Mill in the UK. It's a vegan cushion. It cost £9, and that's all the expense we're going to need to spend on this hack. So I've bought this pillow. It's got the material that I want that matches the living room, and it's got the padding inside, so it's all in one. Now you could buy separate material and separate foam and build it yourself, but using a cushion is going to keep it nice and simple. So we're going to cut the cushion into equal quarters, and we're actually only going to need 2 of those quarters because these chairs are so small. They are just kids chairs after all. So we're going to measure it roughly halfway along the horizontal and vertical, draw on some lines so we can see where to cut, squish out that padding as flat and evenly as we can, and then just basically cut along those 2 lines, cutting it into these 4 quarters. And that's going to be enough padding for Sophie's little bum, and I think it'll be enough for me if I could fit in this ridiculously small chair. So just cut as evenly and straight as you can along those lines, and you're just going to be presented with the two stuffings that we're going to use and put under some of the material, which we'll show you here. This is basically the chair, and it fits sort of perfectly, just about exactly how we wanted. So next we're going to need to compress that down into a sort of seat cushion, as well as covering it and making it look a lot nicer to fit our lounge again. But you could top this with any material, make it any style, shape, make it more child friendly, some Paw Patrol or Tots TV, whatever the kids are watching these days. But I'm just going to take that cushion cover and just cut it into 2 sections, just basically de-seaming it, and we're going to use the 2 chunks of material to cover these 2 chairs momentarily. And here we are now. We'll take the chair, and we need to take this apart. We're going to remove all of these 4 screws, which is a sort of Allen key. Just use the electric screwdriver here and whiz out these 4 bolts. Very straightforward, very easy for anybody to do. I mean, you've probably built this yourself, so you're probably aware of how to remove it. Careful not to lose those sorts of the nuts that you need to screw into. Then we're going to take the material, make sure it fits over the seat cover, reposition and sort of take out some of that foam because it was almost too padded, that it would make the chair about 6 inches higher. I'm going to get some assistance here, and I recommend that 2 of you do this, but I ummed and ahed about gluing it, stapling it, but just realised that just the pressure alone, if you get somebody to help you tuck in all those corners and just rebuild the chair around it, holding it all nice and taut, nice and tight as you do it, but you're going to be able to very carefully push the wooden seat back in with the material wrapped around it. It's just going to hold it in place with no risk of anything going wrong, stapling or gluing or anything like that. It's very, very straightforward. You're going to need a little bit of strength, and that's why I would recommend you get somebody else to be holding it nice and taut for you, so you're not trying to do that with one hand while applying the pressure you will need to squeeze this back inside the wooden frame. So with all the pieces repositioned and about how I'd like it, I'm going to just screw it all nicely back together, put all those bolts back through the nuts, make sure it's all clicked in nicely, and here we go. That's it, guys, and we've got the seat looking a lot more comfy. Now you can see plenty of material hanging down underneath, and once this is sat on, it's going to flatten out a bit more evenly, as we've discovered over the last couple of years. But to deal with this untidiness underneath, we're just going to take a knife or a pair of scissors will do, and just simply trim. So I'm going to use a piece of cardboard here just to protect the underside of the chair. No real reason behind that, other than you might put some scratches in the underneath, maybe lower the structural integrity that your child may fall through, but I don't think that's a real risk. But yeah, may as well, right? It's no harm getting a piece of card. You can see I quickly don't bother because I'm cutting away from the wood. I'm sort of pulling the material up and cutting along it anyway, so it's fairly safe from damaging the chair. And yeah, just trimmed it down, not too much. I didn't go super close in case it ever pulled through a little bit. I didn't want the material popping back out the top, so I left plenty for safety, but enough you couldn't see underneath. And that's it. That's the two chairs done, looking a lot softer, matching that wallpaper a lot nicer, just tying it in a little bit better. I mean, next steps could be painting it or adding some sort of mat to the table. And here's Sophie seeing it for the first time. She comes in, we've put her animals in it, she thoroughly enjoyed it, and she's still using it, still sits at this sort of, I think it's 2 or 3 years later now. She really struggled to get in for the first time. It was adorable to watch, but it was lovely that she loves it, and it's lovely that she still loves it today. So hopefully that inspires you to do some IKEA hacks, and let us know in the comments if you would like to see some more. I've got lots of electronical IKEA hacks lined up to do. Thank you all ever so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.